Right now we're at the Melbourne beach and it's really noisy and windy. But what you're hearing is the all-new Rode Wireless Pro. It is probably one of the best microphones I've used to date. And today I'm going to share with you the good, the bad, and the ugly. And by the way, like all my reviews, this is going to be 100% honest review. So without further ado, let's get right into the features of the Wireless Pro. Beautiful day. So guys, what I have here is the Rode Wireless Pro. As you can see, it fits in the palm of my hand. Though this is not the full package, there is another box full of accessories, but most of the time, this is all you need to take when you're going out. Now inside we have the two transmitters as well as the receiver. The box itself acts as a charging case. Now before we go out and test the quality as well as the range, there are three very good benefits I want to share with you. Now, one of the best features they have is 30-bit internal recording. What does that mean, you might ask? Well, think of it as a raw recording for your audio. You have a wider dynamic range to be able to capture a wider aspect of your audio. So if you're speaking too loud or too soft, during post, you're able to adjust the volume to recover any clipping that you might have in your normal recording. This is perfect for someone like me who's just a one-man team or a freelancer shooting a talking head or interview. And by the way, this time they've also added gain assist, which on automatic mode, which is I am right now, as I'm talking louder or I'm talking softer, it's automatically normalizing my audio so that it remains balanced in a very coherent voice. Hey, I hope that's helpful. Rode also incorporated time codes this time, so if you have multiple cameras or multiple microphones, you're able to sync your audio and video together in post very quickly. Just that time saver. I gotta say, Australia has one of the best coffees in the world. Don't you agree? What about range? Well, on paper, it's 260 meters, and that's a direct line of sight like we are now. However, actually, turn around. If we turn around, then you are going to get up to 15 to 20 meters. Here's a test. As you can see, we are getting some point interference. However, once we turn around in a line of sight, 260 meters is not a problem. Okay, so once again, this is the Rode microphone. We're about 250 meters out on the pier, and you can see a clear line of sight. You should be able to hear me as I around again. You're going to meet again, so perfect signal here. How old is he?
Lennon is 11.
11? This is by far one of the lightest microphones on the market today, and that's in comparison with the DJI and the Lark Max from Holyland. Now, by the way, I do have an in-depth review of those three coming very soon, so if you want to check that out, feel free to subscribe. Now, internal recording. The website says 7, during my test, around 6 hours and 32 minutes. But with the help of the recharging case, the Rode is able to continuous shooting up to 20 hours, so that's pretty good. It does also come with internal recording, so with 32 gigabytes of RAM, it's able to record up to 40 hours of continuous recording, which is one of the longest out of any microphones I've tested. Now, in terms of the design, unfortunately, there's not much of a change compared to the previous models, and I think one of the reasons for that is because they've added additional features to fit in this case. Also, you do have the benefit of not needing to upgrade other accessories like your Interview Go microphone handle, which fits perfectly on one of these. In terms of buttons and functionalities, let's have a look. On the receiver, we do have the Type-C cable for charging, a function button, as well as a self-record button. We do have a 3.5mm jack as well as a microphone itself. Now, speaking of the 3.5mm, we do have two lavalier mics that come with this package for the first time. These are lavalier 2 mics, by the way, and are quite expensive on their website. Now, they do have a locking mechanism to secure onto your receiver, making it extra secure and that peace of mind. Now, onto the receiver itself, for the first time, we have added additional buttons which allows you access to your menu system. Most of the functions is now available on the receiver. However, there are certain functions which still needs the access of the Rode Central app on your phone or your computer. For sound deadening, there is a dead cat for your receiver and your lavalier mic. It is actually very, very secure. On the back, we have a magnet which then can clip onto your shirt. By the way, pretty secure, I can tell you that. So, how does it sound? Well, what you're hearing right now is from the Rode Wireless Pro. Let me know what you think. Now let's put the windshield on top. What you're hearing right now is raw recording straight from the Rode Wireless Pro. How does it sound? Well, let me know. And finally, let's use the lavalier 2 mic that's provided in the kit. What you're hearing right now is the raw recording straight from the lavalier mic. Let me know what you think. What you're hearing right now is raw recording straight from the Rode Wireless Pro. What you're hearing right now is the raw recording straight from the lavalier mic. How does it sound? Well, let me know. Now, if you're an Android and iPhone user, don't sweat. It does come with accessory cable for both the LIS and the Lightning cable. What you're hearing now should be straight from the iPhone recording. Now, let me turn on the receiver and the audio should automatically switch to the Rode Wireless Pro. And now you should be able to hear the audio from the Wireless Pro. Let me know what you think. Hi, my name is George. Welcome to Tech Talk. If you like honest tech reviews and camera tutorials, feel free to subscribe. Now, a few other features that I want to mention. The ability to transfer files. Not only is the case used for charging, you can also plug in a Type-C to access both of your transmitters, allowing you ease of access to both of the files. The only thing I will recommend for Rode is that the possibility of having individual folders for each day's recording just make life that much little bit easier. Now, it's not all bad news. One of the other features is that the receiver can now be used as a third volume input. Now, because the receiver has both a 3.5mm and a Type-C output, you can use the 3.5mm as an audio output to monitor your audio, but at the same time, if your headset do have a microphone, you can use it as an audio input, and through the Type-C, you're able to record 3 different channels merged into one. A neat feature not available on other microphones. And while we're on the topic of receiver, it is now able to power on and off per same settings as your camera, which makes life that much easier. Now, do I recommend the Rode Wireless Pro? Well, the short answer is yes. Sure, it is a little bit more expensive, but you do get the added peace of mind of 32-bit flow recording, gain assist, and timecode, and not to forget the lavalier mics. Now, if those features are what you're looking for, then I highly recommend. However, if you're short on budget, like I said, next episode I will be comparing the Rode with the Holy Land as well as the DJI, and you'll be surprised with the answer. Until then, thank you for staying to the end. I'm George, and I'll catch you next one.
Okay, thank you.